Have you ever thought about moving to Ancaster, Ontario? In this video, I'll show you some spots that might not be agreeable with everyone to live in. Well, some people may avoid them, some people may just settle for them. Well, let's get started because it is hard to find actually spots in Ancaster that are not very favorable. So it will be fun. I'm Milena, and I'm a local real estate agent here in Burlington, Ontario. The good news is that our team drops content every week about how is it to live in the GTA area. If this is your first time on our channel and you want to know everything about living in our area, subscribe below, tap the bell for notification, and you're going to be the first one to know about the current markets. We help people just like you all the time, so it doesn't matter if you're moving in a week, a month, or a year. Feel free to reach out. Our information is in the description box below. You can reach us via email, phone call, Zoom, whatever suits you. We are there for you.
All right, today we are going to find out where are the least interesting places in Ancaster to live, what we should pay attention, maybe avoid them, maybe not. You will find out when you know what kind of buyer you are. So I pulled a map for you and we're gonna take a look. Do you see Highway 6 here and Garner Corners? Well, it's still very rural, so keep in mind the rural means less amenities and it's not as walkable. Another thing that you need to keep in mind, this is a transformation area, so it will be suburban eventually. It's growing and it lacks the charm that Ancaster has as established neighborhoods that I showed you in a previous video. Here is like more plain, no restaurants and shopping. It's not that perky, but maybe in a couple of years it will be one of the best neighborhoods. Another thing you need to keep in mind whenever there are new developments, that most of the time means smaller lots. So it's good for people who don't want to deal with landscaping, but if you want to have a nice yard and a nice landscaping around, well, that might not be an area for you. So I found a few places here. You see the prices are very reasonable since it's a development area. For 2-bedroom and 3 baths, almost 1,400 square feet. This establishment here is 750,000. So you see it's attached condo. That's what you're gonna get around this corridor. It's new, so it's turnkey, but what about shopping? If you need to do grocery or whatever, you know, this is still in the works.
This is Gardner Road. I did show you on a map. This is all new development, and it says that rooms are very generous compared to the rest of Ancaster. In some cases, that is true, but I have seen very tiny rooms here. So the point in this area is that it will eventually appreciate, but you need to have patience because it's kind of off-site. It's around the rural spots of Ancaster, but developments are continuing. These are the new developments, and you know, there's not much infrastructure around. Schools are also not very close. Most of it around here is driving distance.
Another place that I found, it's a 1 million and change, and it's much bigger. 5 bedrooms, 4 bathrooms, 2,000 square feet and plus. I did look at the area here. Everything is in transition, so it's dusty and you know the infrastructure is not great, but it's something to keep in mind if you're looking for a new place or starter home. Okay, let's move on to the next area.
Behind me is the community center for Ancaster. There's a Rotary Club, playgrounds, field. It's really cool amenity, and I'm really glad that I can step out and find things to do and show you those things. So if you need any help finding a place here or anywhere in the GTA area, feel free to reach out. My information is in the description box below. We can have a chat and see what will work for you.
The second area, it's more of an industrial. It's Wilson East, and you know it goes around beautiful neighborhoods that I talked in the previous video as the top 5 neighborhoods in Ancaster. But this one, because it's close to the light industrial area, it makes the residential much more unfavorable. And let's just look at the map real quick and I'll tell you what is the backdrop here. I mean, this is the beautiful Wilson Street, but you never know what happens when there is a commercial involved. But usually that's common sense that there is a lot of congestion, noise, that it's the background noise even for the residents. So it's very disturbing. Limited walkability because, you know, the tracks or whatever businesses they need to go through. So it's not really suitable for residential. Of course, the aesthetic and the curb appeal is definitely not there. And if you don't worry about your property appreciation, then that might be for you. But usually when people buy something, they buy it with the incentive for their property to appreciate in time, and you're sitting on something. This area is very specific, and it's definitely not for families or older people because, you know, there's not much access. So just keep in mind when you drive around and see if that's really for you or not, because everybody is different and has different needs. So maybe it will work for you if you don't have high expectations. And lastly, we're going to look at some fringe areas that are very rural and with less amenities. This is mostly Western Ancaster. Keep in mind that Ancaster is nestled in the escarpment, so there's a lot of farmland around. But because we are part of the GTA area and the GTA area lacks housing, we are expecting more development. So that's what we're gonna dive in right now. Share my screen with you. And so you see this is the western part of Ancaster. Here, this particular sale of land, once it's sold, there will be a big construction over here. So it's on the main road, but it's very rural. Another, because it's all part of the farmlands, another view that you can find here is this beautiful home that it's almost 4 million and it's humongous. So that's very common because people basically went outside of the city to build those homes, but eventually it will be absorbed by them because of the construction. So something to keep in mind, because it's rural, there is a lack of public transportation. So if you're thinking that you're going to jump in a bus and go to the city, probably is not going to happen. You're car dependent here, so it's not convenient for commuters because you're kind of far from the cities. There are also fewer amenities. It's developing right now, so don't expect too many amenities like schools, shopping, healthcare. This is more coming towards Ancaster. Like for instance, here you can find this more. Those are all new developments, and that's what it is. It's a home for 1.5 million, pretty large, 5 bedrooms, 4 baths.
Talking of rural, huh? Well, that's the other part of Ancaster that's kind of under development. So anyways, I hope you did like the little tips I gave you about the neighborhoods you may want to avoid in Ancaster. It was definitely a discovery trip, and I'm glad I was with you the whole time and you were with me. So if you need any help finding a place anywhere in our area, feel free to reach out. Our information is in the description box below. You can reach us via email, phone call, Zoom, whatever works for you. We're there for you.